Right, guys, hope you're doing fantastic. Today, I'm going to be talking about something that's actually quite interesting and I haven't seen a lot of people talk about, which is how to use financing to scale your clinic the right way. So, we've all heard of financing solutions, maybe it's Klarna, Cherry, whatever it is, but how do we actually use them in the right way? Because I see a lot of clinics tripping up in terms of using financing, or even maybe they're not using financing. So, the short answer is use financing, especially for treatment plans and memberships. Now, here is my long answer. So, now financing makes it so that people who had the financial condition of not being able to afford a 2 to 5k lump sum can now afford it if they split it up. Right? So there is a financial objection and there is a financial condition. By objection, typically we mean a smokescreen where there is uncertainty about the treatments that are being presented to them. But a financial condition is like literally I don't have enough money in my bank account, right? So what financing does is that these people that have concerns and we can help them, all of a sudden now they can afford the treatments as they can extend the period of time over which they pay. Different financing providers, I'm not endorsing any of them, but different financing providers have different terms. Some of them might offer 0% APR, especially over 3 payments, 4 payments. Some of them might offer 12 to 24-month financing, which is really, really crazy because what could happen is you sell a transformation and people are paying it off over 24 months, maybe just $100 a month, right? Now, what it works well for is packages and plans, right? Obviously, because you can split it up across a long period of time and therefore their monthly commitment is only $100. However, the issue arises, and I've seen this time and time again, when people are paying for a service but they are no longer receiving a service. So an example of that is right here. If you take a 12-month financing agreement where someone is paying $100 a month or $200 a month for 12 months, but they only purchased it for 3 months, so 1 quarter. That means they got 90 days of service, but then they're spreading it out for 12 months. Now, the reason this becomes an issue is because it's hard for repeat purchases after. Um, and obviously, you can use Klarna to split in three relatively easily. Now, I really want to explain this point about the difference in time between the financing and the actual treatment plan. So, you basically have two models in your Medspa. One of the models is the ideal image model. So the patient comes in, they are upsold onto a very expensive package. I'm talking 3 to 8k, maybe 10k, 15k, right? External longer term financing, so 12 to 24 months is used, and therefore it becomes a one-time purchase, right? Because if you think about it, if someone after the 90-day transformation is still paying off their transformation for the next 9 months, for the next 21 months, there is very little incentive unless you do a refinancing for them to be able to purchase more. And so what that really means is the LTV of the customer, the lifetime value, is really just the package sale, right? And so what this means is that it's actually kind of hard to sell this 3 to 8k thing because it's very expensive. But obviously you do have financing, but the main point is that it becomes a one-time purchase, right? And that is because they are still going to be paying it off for a long time. So that's the model that Ideal Image use and a lot of big med spas use, and that's fine. But don't expect that after this one-time purchase, you're going to have great client retention because you're basically taking a lot of money from them, and ultimately they're still going to be paying it off, and so it's going to be hard for them to buy another plan and then still be paying off the other one, but they're not receiving the services for. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Now this is the Dermabooked model. This is our model, is the one that we prefer. Patient comes in, they're upsold into a mid-price package. So we're talking like 1 to 3k. So stuff that's affordable, just about. And typically they do one of these things. So they either pay in full, they split pay, so pay in two. They do internal financing in three. Cool. I mean, just pay in three with us, or external financing in three. Right. So we recommend our clients to do these things. Get as much of the cash up front. But what this means is after the transformation period is done, so whether that's 3 months or 4 months, they're no longer paying the financing off. So what this means is that upfront it might be a bit of a harder sale because you're obviously not being able to split it up across 24 months. But once they're done with the treatments, they're actually done with the financing as well. And the beautiful thing is that after the program ends, you can actually have a back end upsell, right? And you just have that retention, and you could sell them another plan, you could sell them a membership. There's so many things you could actually do, but it doesn't mean that they're ostracized and they just kind of go away after that. And also bear in mind that like when people come in, you have things that you can sell them. Like you can get referrals from them, you can sell them products, like you can sell them red light therapy session, like whatever it is, you can always get more out of the customers. And so that's why I prefer this model, because all of a sudden the lifetime value of the customer is not only just the initial package sale, but also the membership and the other packages that they buy along the way, because they're not paying off the original financing agreement. Um, and yeah, I'd say it's an easier sales process overall because you're not selling something that's 8K, right? Therefore, your cost of acquisition, your ad cost goes lower, and the clients stick around for longer. And so ultimately, it's a win win win. It's a win for you in the sense that you're paying less in the ads, it's easier for you to sell, clients stick around, and therefore you don't have to spend more on ads. And it's better for the clients as well because it's not just like one really expensive transformation they're done. They actually feel like they're getting value across the year. So that is the model. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I know I covered a lot in a little bit of time, but that is how I suggest and how we recommend our clients to use financing to scale in the right way.